feeling pleased to be here, such a great participation. And I would like to mention before I start my presentation, it's not going to be a lecture. It's not going to be just, I'm saying something and you are there to listen. It's a participatory, collaborative kind of session that I'm going to have with you. We'll have our learning objectives that I will explain right now to be achieved by the end of the presentation. And once my presentation is done, we'll have this evaluation form be filled by all the participants joining online and in person. Thank you very much. So you can see the agenda on the screen. Thank you, Dr. Saab, for the introduction. And we will have the learning objectives reviewed now. And after that, there will be a group agreement to be in place to make sure that everybody sitting here and the friends, that's okay, that's you, joining online, they feel safe and comfortable and confident to share the information with that trust that the information remains here in this room. It's just for the learning and sharing the experience purposes. It's not to be talked about after we leave them. Awesome. Okay. All right, you can see on the screen the learning objectives. Can I have the volunteer to read the objectives? May I request you? Please go ahead.
Learning objectives. First, identify healthy emotional, physical and psychological boundaries. Number 2, understand privacy, personal space and individuality in relationships. Number 3, recognize the importance of consent, trust and respectful communication. 4, in-laws, parents and extended family dynamics. 5th, address harmful behaviors and promote safe, healthy relationships.
Okay. Anybody would like to add anything to these objectives? Are we good? I can further explain. As the slide is in front of you, it mentions about, we'll discuss the concept of healthy relationships in a respectful and balanced way that promotes dignity, care and mutual protection rather than control. Explain the importance of privacy, personal space and individuality. We all are individual human beings, right? Any relationship does not mean that you are going to lose your personal identity. You are, as an individual, a unique person. We'll identify healthy emotional, physical and psychological boundaries and demonstrate ways to communicate and respect them. Recognize the role of consent. Why consent is important? Respectful communication and confidentiality to build trust and emotional safety within relationships. Also, we'll identify harmful behaviors such as manipulation, taunting, misuse of private information, and controlling actions. Discuss healthier alternatives for resolving conflict and strengthening relationships. If you want, I can say in Urdu or Hindi. Is Hindi okay for everyone here? Or Punjabi?
Yeah, it's Punjabi.
Punjabi, Hindi is both, right? And I speak Urdu, by the way, so bear with me. Yes.
Hindi or Urdu?
Yeah.
एक ही बात है, almost एक ही बात है.
Yeah, Punjabi also because we are meeting Punjabi friends.
English.
English.
Yeah.
So you are good, right? I already have explained. English. Okay. So मैंने ये बात की है कि अभी जो हम इस ग्रुप में बैठे हैं, हम इस चीज़ पे बात करेंगे कि हम आपस में हेल्दी अच्छे रिलेशनशिप कैसे रख सकते हैं. ख़ास तौर पे जब ये बात आती है हस्बैंड एंड वाइफ के अंदर या इंटीमेट रिलेशनशिप के अंदर, पार्टनरशिप के अंदर, तो हमें किन चीज़ों का ख्याल रखना है. आपकी बाउंड्री, आपकी हद कहाँ से शुरू होती है और कहाँ पे ख़त्म होती है. एक पार्टनर होने का ये मतलब नहीं है कि तुसी हम पार्टनर पे ਤੁਹਾਡਾ फुल कंट्रोल है. जो तुसी चाहते हो वही ਤੁਹਾਡਾ पार्टनर करे. Either it could be a woman or man or any other gender, पर ਤੁਹਾਡੀ एक्सपेक्टेशन की है कि जो तुसी कहते हो उदा ही होना चाहिए. क्योंकि फॉर सम रीजन मेरे को पार ज़्यादा बीइंग मेल मेरे को बहुत ज़्यादा है, लाइक अपनी साउथ एशियन सोसाइटी और अदर सोसाइटीज एज वेल हुंदा की है समटाइम्स मेल डोमिनेंस, मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स मेल डोमिनेंस होती है. वुमेन on contrary a little bit, but there are situations where women they have the dominance as well. Our dynamics could be different coming from their family background, their educational background, their employment or any other reason. किसी ना किसी वजह तो करके एक बंदा दूसरे तो अपने आप में बेटर समझता है, बरतर समझता है और ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਉਹਦੀ एक्सपेक्टेशन की हो जाती है कि दूसरा पार्टनर जो है वो वही करे जो कि मैं चाहना है या मैं चाहनी है. मेरी गल सुनी जानी चाहिए है. मे भी मैं ब्रेड अर्नर हाँ क्योंकि मैं पैसे कमा कर लिया, मे भी मैं वाइफ हाँ, मैं कैनेडियन सिटीजन सीगी, मैं किसी को अपने हसबैंड को स्पॉन्सर किया अपने पार्टनर को, वो मेरे करके कैनेडा आया तो हुण उन्हें वही करना है जो कि मैं चाहनी है क्योंकि मैनू पता है की करना. नो मैटर वो बंदा आया, वो पढ़ा लिखा आया, उन्हें उत्थे एजुकेशन ली है, वो हार्ड वर्किंग है, उन्हें आके काम शुरू किया, पर वाइफ हुण इस गल ते परसिस्टेंट है. ਉਹਦੀ एक ही गल है, द वाइफ इज नाउ persistently want to have their partner be obeying or following the way that the wife or their family, in-laws or other family they say. तो ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕੀ ਹੈ अपनी रिलेशनशिप के अंदर दरार आ जाती है. We create a crack in our relationship rather to have mutual care, respect, dignity and support for each other. जिदा आप फ्रेंड्स होने दो फ्रेंड्स क्यों किस तरह वधिया एक दूसरे नाल गेट अलॉन्ग करते हैं क्योंकि वो अंडरस्टैंड करते हैं, एक दूसरे को रिस्पेक्ट करते हैं, they listen to each other, एक दूसरे को स्पेस देते हैं when it comes to your friends outside the relationship. But what happens when you are in the relationship? How things go wrong? Because one party or maybe both the parties are taking advantage of that agreement that they have in place and taking the advantage of social or economical or personal space or spheres created around their relationship. Am I clear about it? We'll talk about all this stuff in detail as we move to the next slides. Before getting into that, let's quickly have our group agreement in place. All my friends, participants joining online, kindly be there. Be vigilant about this group agreement because that is kind of our social, not legal I would say, but ethical agreement that we have to follow to be here in this group. Understandable? Again, I will request a volunteer to read it. Anybody from the group, they can read it louder. Would you like to go, Saida?
Sure.
Thank you so much.
So we have our respect, confidentiality. What is shared in the space stays in the space. We do not share personal stories outside the door. We listen with respect. We listen to understand, not to judge or interrupt. Everyone's voice matters. Speak from your own experience. So use I statements and avoid blaming or making assumptions about others. Right to pass. Sharing is always a choice. Anyone may choose not to speak or participate in an activity. Respect and differences. We respect differences in culture, age, gender, faith, and experiences, even when we disagree. And then we have no shaming or blaming. We do not shame survivors or anyone else. Violence is never justified. Be mindful of time and space. We share the space and allow room for everyone to participate. Care for yourself and others. So it's okay to take a break if you feel overwhelmed. Support is available.
Is it clear? Understandable? Any explanation needed on this? Are we good to move on?
Yes.
Thank you. Are we good to move on? Our virtual participants, please thumbs up. You can have the reaction from the Zoom at the bottom, or you can just simply, have your thumbs up. Bhagwan, can you do? Thumbs up?
Bhagwan Singh, हाँ.
Awesome. Awesome. Gurjeet, Praveen, Pawan Joshi. I can see only these people on the screen, but please I request everybody to thumbs up. Thumbs up, guys. Awesome. Great.
Yes, please.
Thank you everyone. Okay, now what's next? We'll have small group discussion to identify how healthy relationships look like and what are harmful, misunderstood interpretations of relationship. थोड़ी जी आप गलबात की है देते कि असी रिलेशनशिप ਨੂੰ थोड़ा ਜਿਹਾ एडवांटेज एक बेनिफिट लेने की फेस च आ रहे हैं सानू इस चीज़ का ख्याल रखना है कि अपना जो पार्टनर है दे आर another human being, they have their own choices, they have their own life, they also can have their privacy. पार्टनर्स होंदा हस्बैंड वाइफ होंदा यह मतलब नहीं हैगा कि दूजे बंदे की कोई प्राइवेसी नहीं है या तुसी उहदे ते फुल कंट्रोल रखना. दे कैन नॉट मूव विदाउट योर परमिशन, आइदर इट्स वाइफ और हस्बैंड. जो करना मैंने दस के करना है. इफ यू आर डूइंग इट आउट ऑफ गुड विल, you have that level of trust and confidence and mutual understanding, well and good. But when it comes to that point where the other person, the other party is feeling suppressed, being subjugated, कि मेरे ते रोक पाया जा रहा है, मैनू थल्ले लाया जा रहा है. अपने एक साउथ एशियन च एक बहुत ज़्यादा कॉमन एक सेंटेंस असी यूज़ करने वो फलाना बीवी थल्ले लगे आया, फलाना जो है बीवी हस्बैंड, वाइस वर्सा. इट्स नॉट हेल्दी स्टेटमेंट एक दूजे के थल्ले लगना. नो, इट्स नॉट दैट. व्हेन यू आर इन अ रिलेशनशिप यू आर शेयरिंग a house and then home and then bedroom. You have to be mindful about how you create that mutual respect, how you take care of that dignity of each other, and how you are going to communicate with your behaviors and actions that your relationship thrives and flourish rather to get destroyed. You get what I mean? So let's have some discussion around that. Healthy understanding is protecting your partner, providing them emotional safety. Emotional safety तो तुहानू की समझ आती है. हुण मैं कोई गल करना चाहती हाँ अपने हस्बैंड नाल, साडी अगर आपस च अच्छी बनती है तो मैं बहुत रिलैक्सिंग वे आई कैन शेयर. लेट्स से मैं किसी को सपोर्ट करना चाहती हूँ, इट्स माई फ्रेंड मे बी, इट्स माई फैमिली मेंबर, और मैंने इतना कॉन्फिडेंस और ट्रस्ट है कि माई हस्बैंड, माई पार्टनर, ही अंडरस्टैंड दैट आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू डू एनीथिंग रॉन्ग, so that I can go to him and tell, well, this is what it could be. Financial support, it could be emotional support. My friend, she is during her maybe bad marriage or her employment is gone and she needs someone who could give them shoulder, right? And I want to go there, but I know my husband didn't like. Okay, अब मैं वेट करनी है जो जॉब पे जाएगा या ट्रक पे जाएगा उदों बाद मैं करूँगी, राइट? मैं गई, मैं फ्रेंड नाल 4 आवर्स स्पेंड किए ते मेरे हस्बैंड ने कॉल की थी, मदर इन लॉ ने दसिया वो पता नहीं कितने गई है. नाउ द प्रॉब्लम स्टार्ट्स, राइट? हस्बैंड इज somehow like not feeling good, he has that resentment. My wife, she doesn't share with me. ਹੁਣ ਵਾਈਫ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਕੀਤਾ, they will not allow me, ਉਹਨੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਜਾਣ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਦੇਣਾ. So why we reach to that point? ਜਦੋਂ ਇੱਕ ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਇੱਕ ਗੱਡੀ ਦੇ 2 पहिए, ਇੱਕ ट्रैक है ट्रेन का, ट्रैक एक है साइड बाय साइड जा रहा है पर जुड़िया नहीं है. जो जुड़ेगा तो ट्रेन जो है वो उलट जाएगी. द ट्रेन विल नॉट देन ट्रैवल, राइट? दैट हैज टू गो पैरेलल, एक दूजे ऊपर नहीं चढ़ सकता. Same applies when you have partnership, relationship, how you have your communication with, how you have that mutual understanding, mutual respect and care for each other where these everyday life situations are not being manipulated. Manipulated का मतलब समझते हो? ਜਦੋਂ मैं गल की है, I just went to see my friend maybe मैंने अच्छा लगता है, I'm alone, it's my well-being. थोड़ा जा मैंने भी good time चाहिए, और तुझ कह रहे नहीं, you can only meet those people where I alone. मेरे फ्रेंड्स ने उन्होंने दी वाइफ्स ने उन्होंने नाल फ्रेंडशिप करा, तू अपनी वक्रियां फ्रेंडशिप रखियां हुई ने. Now it's an additional expense for us. You are going out with that person. आप एक अपनी पार्टी करने हैं जिथे सारे मेरे भी फ्रेंड ने तेरे भी, and that's good. Maybe she is not comfortable with the circle that you have. She is respectful and vice versa. Sorry, being women, maybe I'm talking more about women, but same happens to men as well. ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਸਿਚੁਏਸ਼ਨ ਦਾ ਸਾਹਮਣਾ ਕਰਨਾ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਹੈ where they are kind of forced to be into these relationships, friendships. ਕਿਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਅੱਛਾ ਵਰਤਾਓ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ, ਕਿਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨਾ. extended family, ਅਗਰ ਵਾਈਫ ਤੇ ਹਸਬੈਂਡ ਮਦਰ ਐਂਡ ਫਾਦਰ ਨੇ, ਉਹਦੇ ਪੇਰੈਂਟਸ ਨੇ, they are very well welcome, right? ਪਰ ਹਸਬੈਂਡ ਦੇ ਨੇ, why they come here? I don't want anybody in my house. So giving space, giving respect is missing. It's no matter it's from the man's side or woman's side, it's going to ruin your relationship, right? So now I invite you all, read this slide, look at the pointers and share your thoughts. I have given some questions for your understanding, like which behaviors reflect care and dignity. मैं हुनी गल की है, इट्स नॉट अ केयर तुसी एक बंदे ਨੂੰ suppress करके रखो and then say नहीं मैं तेरी बहुत केयर करना वा, that's why मैं पूछया सी कि तू किथे गई है, अगर तू जॉब ते गई है मैनू टेक्स्ट कर, let me know when you reach there, let me know when you are out from there. And same to men, तुसी ट्रक ते गए हो, तुसी मैनू दस्या नहीं, 4 days हो गए, 5 days हो गए, where you are, because I'm worried about you. Yes, genuinely it makes sense. There could be a phone call a day, a few texts maybe, but when you repeatedly are sending the text or making the calls, what it means? You're trying to control the other person, right? So now please go ahead, share your thoughts, feel free, these thoughts will remain in the room, based on your personal experiences. Anybody online, anybody in person? Go ahead.
So what's your question?
Sorry? I said which behaviors, the questions are given there and there is no order. You can select any, which behaviors reflect care and dignity, which behaviors create fear, discomfort or control, and how can couples protect each other without violating boundaries. These are the 3 questions.
So Mr. Sudhir, you can start.
Anybody, just feel free. No thought is a wrong thought.
So Mr. Simon, you can start yourself.
It's okay. If you are not comfortable, you have right to pass. Okay. If you are not comfortable, that's completely understandable. Okay.
So Mr. Amit, did you say something about these 3 questions?
How can couples protect each other without violating boundaries? Like just open communication with each other and respecting each other's wishes.
Right. But how? Like any example?
I think by just letting the other person, like both parties being vulnerable and being able to like be honest with their intentions.
Right. Yes, being honest, not hiding. And most of the times where the hiding occurs, where the hiding takes place. For what reasons? What we usually hide from our partners? Out of whatever, like, the fear is. Finances, right? Among male, it's very, very, very common that they hide their finances, whatever the fear is. What else? Friendships. And sometimes there are extramarital. which is of course not something that you are going to share and there will be a good result. But in first place, how it's happening, how it takes place, and why. If you have a partner and you are cheating on that, how do you expect that your home life, your intimate relationship will work well? If you are violating the trust
It's gonna
in
get
your relationship,
more worse. It's gonna get more worse.
yes, it's gonna get more worse, you're right. Yeah. And how you can fix it? Let's say, okay, being human, mistakes happen, something happened. Now, what's the right way? Accept your mistake, right? Have open communication with your partner. Maybe it was just in a moment things happened. Yes, please.
Wouldn't that be like dangerous for a woman?
Sorry, what?
Say if like it's a woman in that situation.
Of course. Yeah, it may
How will
apply.
she confess to her husband safely that she has an affair or something? That's
Right.
like kind of dangerous one.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You said it right. Anybody else? I'm just trying to understand, your.
You were saying for like say a situation where someone has an extramarital affair.
Right.
I was saying that in situations like that, say especially for a woman, like 9 times out of 10, it's extremely dangerous for her to actually confess that to her partner.
Right. Yeah. It could be. It depends, where you are at.
That communication wouldn't be a good thing.
Where you are at, right? In your relationship. Is it already ruined? Do you have good, sound relationship? Or the relationship is at stake already because of so many other factors, and this extramarital is, maybe it's the lone factor, or maybe it's one of so many factors. Why people get into extramarital? It starts another discussion. Maybe they don't get that comfort at home or in their existing relationship that they look for outside the home. And it may apply to any gender. It's not like particularly it's male or it's female. It could be happening to any gender. But how we resolve it, and expecting that, as you said, there could be more animosity out of that if you are sharing it. But yes, the thing which is going to destroy your relationship, in first place it should not happen. If it happens, if it's a mistake, accept it. And if it's not a mistake, you might not be happy in your current relationship. There are ways to address it, to get out of that relationship, rather to ruin 2 lives. One yours, one your new partner, your existing partner, maybe you have family, you have children. So think about all these factors and see your position where you are standing at and what best suits to your mental peace. Rather to take all this mess along and
Can I ask something?
yeah,
Maybe
sure.
share. I think maybe it also happens because people feel stuck in a relationship and they don't feel like they can talk, and I think that divorce is too difficult. So instead of communicating and fixing the problems, they think the easier option is just another relationship.
Right, yeah. Human psychology, as you said, yes. But you take the responsibility. When you are in a relationship, either it's conjugal, either it's by, signing any agreements, you are married or whatever the way you adopt. You take some responsibility. You are in that agreement to be honest and ethical with your partner. And that becomes now your responsibility to follow that. Rather, you take plea of, or maybe escape of, maybe I was stuck. Come out of that, take professional help. There are marriage counselors, there are couple counselors available. Speak to them. They might help you better to find your way. As I said, what is best suitable in your current situation, what you can take and take along, and what you cannot to be standard in the best interest of your own well-being and your family, your partner. Maybe you have a full family, you have children, you have extended family. So it's up to you how you resolve it. Anyways, for our today's topic, today's session is more to build healthy relationships, not to get into that situation. But I'm just trying to explain and trying to learn what unhealthy relationships look like. That's why there are, these two tabs. One is saying, healthy understanding is protection, but on the other hand, it's control. You might think that I am being more protected and more caring for my partner, but it's leading to control them. And that becomes unhealthy way of continuing in your partnerships. Emotional safety. Your partner is comfortable sharing what they feel and what they want to do and what else, like anything. If they would like to grow in their career, if they would like to have some business started or some relationships in extended family or their friends or etc. They are comfortable to share. Wonderful. They have that emotional safety. I can ask, I can share what I think. It's okay. This is my thinking and I can share with my partner. However, when there are questions like, okay, what you are going to do, and I have to have your phone's password because I want to know who are your contacts, who is texting you, whom you are texting. It's okay because we are partners. Anybody, like husband or wife or any partner, if they are employing such restrictions and mentioning that, between partners there is no privacy. No, there must be privacy because they are unique individuals, they have their own lives as well. So we have to be mindful. We have to be careful around that. Respect means you are not monitoring them all the time. You respect their way of life. You respect how their behaviors are or their relationships are. Or they would like to, let's say, for example, if husband like to have their small business, but maybe there are some losses happened in the past, or wife is smart and she thinks there could be a potential loss, and she start insisting on, why not? You get into employment, business is not your thing. So now the husband is under that constant pressure. They are struggling with their finances or their business already, and now there is a double thought, which is induced by saying, it's easy to say things, but the person who is going through a situation, they know what they are going through and how they can fix that. So give respect to individual decisions. It can apply to either wife or either husband or any partner. Let them do what they would like to do in their lives within those boundaries of agreement that we have in place. In the name of privacy, in the name of protection, don't violate their privacy, don't violate, or I would say don't monitor themselves all the time so that they feel we are under some pressure to do certain things. And if we don't do, our relationship is going to be destroyed or going to be broken maybe. Having those emotional pressures, trust is compromised already. If you get some personal information in maybe in some good moment, one of the partner has shared maybe their weaknesses, and then those weaknesses are now reverted back to the other partner when there is a fight. Is it ethical? If someone has shared their weakness with you and now you are using this weakness against them, that happens a lot among couples. And that is one thing which slowly diminishes your trust for each other, your love for each other. The connection is compromised. Again, getting back to emotional safety. You don't have that emotional comfort and respect within that relationship. How you will gut along, and the relationships just start falling apart. Any comment? No?
So ma'am, what is the solution? Before taking any decision, one has to coming on the same table, I believe, right?
Absolutely. This is what the mutual communication is. This is what the mutual trust is. That we speak, we discuss, and we consider. If we are under that impression all the time, I'm better, I know better, because I'm educated, because I have money, because I sponsored you, whatever. For some reason, I always think I'm better, and I'm not ready to listen, and I'm not ready to cooperate, participate, then problems happen. Is it right, or any thoughts on that? No? Okay. So the reflection is, mutual protection includes protecting each other's dignity, reputation and value. अगर मेरे करके मेरे हस्बैंड को हेल्थ इशू हो रहे हैं, मेंटल हेल्थ इशू हो रहे हैं, तो मैंने केयर करनी चाहिए। एंड वाइस वर्सा, हस्बैंड ने सोचना चाहिए। उन्होंने मर्सिडीज ले ली, हुन वाइफ बजट चला रही है, शी इज नॉट एबल टू रन द हाउस इफेक्टिवली, उन्होंने सारा टाइम स्ट्रेस हो रहा है। हस्बैंड ने 4 दिन मर्सिडीज वो खा ली है इधर उधर। What's the outcome? You didn't think about it, that how it's going to impact our relationship. You only thought about, this is what my desire is. I want to do this. When you are in partnership, it's not your desire only. This is what I'm trying to say. You have to collaborate with your partner in all decisions. Any comments? You know what, folks, you have to speak. Otherwise, I will also stay quiet and it's not going to work out.
So make it a family decision.
Yes.
Like you are giving solution and ocean.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. How can couples balance emotional closeness with personal privacy and respect? I talked about it. Just quickly, anybody?
जैसे कि आपने बात बोला
Concern, communication, listening. तुसी notice किया कदा? It may happen to any party, many के wives या husbands. Husband reaches to home from work, phone लाया करना, पूरे घर का चक्कर लाया. Wife पीछे पीछे बोल रही है, we have to do this. बच्चे का कुछ शॉपिंग करनी है, या फलानी कोई पार्टी या उधर जाना है, या whatever, कोई any social event or something. हाँ जी ठीक है, and out. Now the day comes, and she says, ਆਪਾਂ उधर जाना सी, तो मैंने दस्या ही नहीं, तो मैंने पहले तो दसना सी, हुन मैं की करा? I don't have money, I don't have time, anything, और मैं तो किसी और बड़ी important जगह पे जाना है. What will be the result? The other partner will feel demeaned. मेरी कोई value नहीं, मेरी कोई respect ही नहीं. Maybe let's say the other partner's family which कुछ हो रहा है, जैसे बच्चे का birthday अलग से. And then at the end the husband is saying, तू ऐसा कर, तू चली जा, कोई तो जाए ना, दोनों जो, तू चली जा, ते I shall see कि मैं join कर सकता है नहीं. She reaches there. Now have this scenario in your head. She reaches there. Every single person is asking. Let's say the husband name is Aman. Aman नहीं आया. Aman क्यों नहीं आया? की होया? सब ठीक ते है? तोड़े बेच कोई problem ते नहीं? We also have to consider our society, right? Now, wife, she is trying to protect maybe, and maybe not, and she bursts out. Now, some more people, they get involved in your relationship. Maybe it's your cousin, it's your sister, it's your bua, it's your friend, anybody. Yeah, I will take your point. They start saying, अच्छा मैं देखा वैसे अमन तो तोड़े नाल कितने भी नहीं जाते. She's saying, oh नहीं वो बहुत busy होंगे यार, नहीं ऐसी की करिए ये क्या कर. But then constantly, and she gets that my husband doesn't respect me. My husband is not caring about me. My husband doesn't give me that time and value and support which I deserve. Haan, that's all.
Ma'am, if the communication is happen like, okay, I will go, and she goes there, but still she gonna like,
Complaining.
no, not gonna complain, but she gonna think like that everybody has their like have their husband and together, but I'm alone.
I'm alone. Why would she ask? Let's just for the easy discussion, we are giving these pronouns he and she. It does not mean like it's woman only or it's man only, okay? Say a little bit more. Like why she is still not satisfied.
हम बात हुई दोनों की भी हाँ ठीक है वहाँ चले जाते हैं तो क्या वो लोग मुझसे फिर पूछेंगे कोई पर उसको इफेक्ट होगा उस चीज़ में भी हाँ लोग फिर पूछेंगे पर क्योंकि बात हो रखी भी हाँ you will go.
Very good point. When you have strong relationship and you know each other and you know each other's problems, then you support and what I would say, not defend, but speak on your behalf because you have that strong relationship. When your relationship is already at stake, it's compromised, then you know you only need वो कहते हैं ना गिरती दीवार को एक धक्का मारो वो धक्का लगने वाली गल नहीं है किसी ने कुछ किया नहीं तो तुसी उत्थे ही इमोशनली यू आर ब्रोकन राइट पर ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਆਪਸ ਚ ਰਿਲੇਸ਼ਨਸ਼ਿਪ ਸਟਰੋਂਗ ਹੈ ਔਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਟਸ ਨਾਟ ਲਾਈਕ ਮੈਂ ਸਾਰਾ ਟਾਈਮ ਦਾ ਸਾਡੀ ਰਿਲੇਸ਼ਨਸ਼ਿਪ ਬੜੀ ਸਟਰੋਂਗ ਹੈ ਬਾਈ ਇਟਸ ਨਾਟ ਬਾਈ ਵਰਡਸ ਇਟਸ ਬਾਈ ਐਕਸ਼ਨਸ you prove it by your actions for each other then it results in a positive way not by saying only or by doing something small it's an effort to keep your relationship strong healthy intact you have to work on this like most of us here sitting here are South Asians that's why are you South Asian as well yeah. You do? Okay, then I can say it. In our South Asian families, we take things for granted. We got married, all done. Now honeymoon period is over, that's okay. We don't have to care for the other person. And jana hi kidde hai either it's husband or wife or any partner and like if one of them is not working the other person is running the household ki karna hai right or especially here in Canada because most of us we are immigrants right you don't have families your parents maybe your extended families you are the only couple that is another I would say isolation now the partner whosoever is being suppressed or not happy in their relationship they don't even have that support and the other problem in our community is we don't come out and seek help it's taken as stigma yes please
I personally feel like in our community we care more about what other people are going to say. So when it comes to like that situation again, the wife got an invite, the husband didn't listen. First of all, if the husband comes home from work and he's still on his phone, he didn't work hard enough. You're not that tired. But then, like say when the wife agrees to like, I'll go by myself. As a husband, especially modern people like me and my brother will realize like she's just compromising for me. So either you tell her, you know what, either we both won't go or I'm gonna go. But you don't just send her by herself. That's where like when they had that wife situation, she goes, go with it, bro. Because she's gonna make a sacrifice for you, you go with her. That's what it is. So you gotta realize that like it's put give and go. Like, give and take, sorry.
yes it
So
is
if she's
it
willing
is
to
given
still go, then
Yes.
you should like man up and go
Yes.
too with it.
Absolutely. Getting back to where I started from, you have to work on relationship, right? You have to contribute to your relationship. It's not one person's task. If there are two people in a relationship, how it could be only one person's task to do? Isn't it very simple?
So like if somebody is the breadwinner of the house, they're getting the mortgage, the other person has responsibilities too. So they're feeding the kids, cleaning the house, but then if you are the breadwinner,
Right.
you want the praise that I make the money, but you should also give the praise that like, you know what, you're doing a good job at home too.
Absolutely. Being considerate of what one person is doing and having that respect for what they are doing for the house. It's very important. That's where we use that word dignity. Some partners, I won't say husband or wife, they are in that habit of constantly bashing their partner for some reason. Especially when they are in a, let's say, in a family circle, in a friend circle. We have jokes around, husbands or wives, mocking them, ridiculing them, you know, how they walk, how they dress up, how they sit, how they eat, and what their background is. Oh, they are Pendu. You know that word Pendu? That means like coming from villages, having no basic manners. That is mostly used in Pakistani diaspora. I don't know, like if, yeah. Why, if you are in relationship with someone, why don't be respectful? And if you are not made for that relationship. You are just dragging it, and then you are harming not only your own mental well-being, but the other person as well. And if you have children, you are going to destroy their lives too. They will never be that mentally strong, physically strong, as they should be, as they deserve. That's why, you know, the system is strict on it. When there are emotional, verbal, psychological abuse happening in the households, they take away your kids. And things just multiply. As I'm talking about, this seems like small things. These are not small things. When these attitudes, behaviors pile up, it bursts out in fight. It bursts out in emotional, verbal, or even physical abuse. Right? This is what happens. How physical abuse takes place? Because of the gaslighting the other partner is doing, right? And vice versa. Why the other partner is at that edge where they are giving that much, I would say, you know, that psychological phenomena is happening that it breaks into physical fight. Because of those small things, start not being addressed, piled up, and one day it was stopped. We'll go to the next slide. Recognizing and addressing harmful behaviors in relationship. We talked about it. Manipulation. Manipulation means saying something else, but it's going to be explained the other way. One of the partners said something, but the other is, maybe they have some bias in their mind due to underlying factors, being ignored, not being given due respect or compassion. So they take it that way, or vice versa. The other partner is, one of them is doing whatever out of honesty and goodwill, but it's taken wrong way by the other partner. You only do this just to tease me. However, the other person don't even know that they are doing this. So again, it comes back to having open communication. Having control. We talked a lot about control, emotional pressure. Because this is my sister or my parents, you are obliged to do what I'm asking you. Does it happen in our families? And it impacts our relationship as partners? It happens a lot, right? When it comes to in-laws, it comes to extended families, it comes to other relationships. We kind of overlap our relationships, rather to keep those boundaries clear. If my mother-in-law is saying to my husband, तेरी वाइफ तो कुछ करती ही नहीं है, सारा दिन घर बैठी है, बाहर जाके जॉब क्यों नहीं करती? Now, if the husband, they have that compassion toward their partner, they will say, Mom, क्योंकि छोटे बच्चे हैं, and this is our mutual decision कि जदों तक बच्चे बड़े नहीं हो जाते, she will not work, and it's okay. If we both are not working and we both are not making that much to have our own home, or our house, sorry. If we cannot buy apartment or house, that's okay for now. We'll wait until our children, they are grown up, because this is our mutual decision. However, on the contrary, when the husband says, yeah, of course, all my friends, my cousins, or whosoever, their wives, they work, and now look at them. They bought the big house. They have the better life. My wife, she is lazy. She doesn't want to work. She is only spending the money that I earn, and vice versa. It could be, the other side. Maybe husband is thinking like this. Wife is thinking like this, that my husband is using all my resources. It could be in any gender, it may happen. However, if you have that mutual understanding, you are not letting other people to intervene, to interfere in your personal life. Again, it gets back to the boundaries. You know, what are the boundaries? Where you have to keep your parents, your in-laws, your friends, other relatives, when it comes to your personal relationship. And what you have to do for them, based on what your understanding is, that this is the healthier way, rather to follow blindly what you are listening from others, or maybe your partner is manipulating the situations, and then there is a big chaos in the family. The whole family is all the time fight, and it comes back to your personal relationship. You get what I mean? Like how the boundaries play important role in saving and thriving our relationships. Do we keep the boundaries? Do we? We don't.
Do we have concept of boundaries in South Asian families?
Wow, very well said. Yes. Do we have the concept of boundaries? And mera putter hai. This is what our South Asian moms, they say, right? यार आपका बेटा है, बड़ा हो गया, उसके अपने बच्चे हो गए हैं, अब ये वो छोटा बच्चा नहीं है जो आपकी मर्जी से कपड़े पहनेगा, बाहर जाएगा, आपकी मर्जी से खाएगा. And small things. भाई टाइम गुजर गया, let's say you were born in India, ठीक है? ਤੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਮਦਰ ਬਣਾਉਂਦੇ ਸੀ ਕਰੇਲੇ, ਉਹ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਦੇ ਗਰੋਨ ਕਰੇਲੇ ਸੀਗੇ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਆਪਣਾ ਟੇਸਟ ਸੀ. ਹੁਣ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅਗਰ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਜਾਓ, ਪਾਕਿਸਤਾਨ ਜਾਓ, ਫੂਡ ਟੇਸਟ ਡਿਫਰੈਂਟ, ਰਾਈਟ? ਅੱਛਾ ਜੀ, ਵਾਈਫ ਨੇ ਬਣਾਇਆ ਜਨਾਬ, ਸਾਰਾ ਦਿਨ ਲਾ ਕੇ ਉਹਨੇ ਅੱਛੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਡਿਸ਼ ਬਣਾਈ, ਕਰੇਲੇ ਬਣਾਏ, ਲੋਟ ਆਫ ਐਫਰਟ ਕੀਤੀ, ਹਸਬੈਂਡ ਵਾਪਸ ਆਇਆ, ਖਾਣਾ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕੀਤਾ, ਬਹੁਤ ਅੱਛੇ ਨੇ, ਪਰ ਉੱਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਮੇਰੀ ਮਦਰ ਬਣਾਉਂਦੇ ਸੀ. You are comparing. Now she is, all flat. She was so excited because you do that out of love. जो भी तुसी करते हो, तुसी अर्न करते हो out of love करते हो for your family. अगर तुम्हारी wife household chores करती है, out of love करती है, to keep that family, to keep that household. Now just this small sentence has worn the whole aura. Oda muh latak gaya. Now you are just following her, asking, chalo koi na ye hai wo, but gal dil ch baith gayi. Do nuksan ki. Ek apni relationship ch tusi crack leke aande. दूसरे hun ਤੁਹਾਡੀ wife ਤੁਹਾਡੀ mother ਨੂੰ ਕਦੇ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ like ਕਰੇਗੀ. ਇੱਕ ਤੁਸੀਂ enemy create ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ. You get what I mean? So this is where the boundary comes into play. How you keep the boundaries. ਜੋ ਟਾਈਮ ਗੁਜ਼ਰ ਗਿਆ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਇਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕਿਉਂ ਕੰਪੇਅਰ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ? ਜੋ ਇੱਥੇ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਉਹ ਬੈਕ ਹੋਮ ਨਾਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੰਪੇਅਰ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ. ਜੋ ਮੇਰੇ ਘਰ 'ਚ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਘਰ 'ਚ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੰਪੇਅਰ ਹੋ ਸਕਦਾ. Everybody has different circumstances. Everybody has different situations, right? And different resources. ਇੱਕ ਬੰਦਾ ਐਜੂਕੇਟਿਡ ਹੈ, ਉਹ ਬੈਟਰ ਜੌਬ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ. ਇੱਕ ਬੰਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਐਜੂਕੇਟ ਹੋ ਸਕਿਆ, ਉਹ ਸਰਵਾਈਵਲ ਜੌਬ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ. ਹੁਣ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹਸਬੈਂਡ ਲਾਈਕ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਹੈ, ਲੈਟਸ ਸੇ 400,000 a year earning, and now the other person who is working hard, but they can hardly make the minimum income. Why? What's the comparison? There is no comparison. So to be mindful about what our circumstances, what our situations are, and try to resolve things accordingly. Make sense? Alright, so what are the harmful behaviors? Getting back, misuse of private information, as I mentioned earlier. कुछ information share की थी एक partner ने दूसरे नाल, and whenever is the chance, let's say यही share कर दिता अपनी फलाने भुआ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੇ ਨਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਉਹ फलाने टाइम ਤੇ ਉਹ ठीक नहीं सी ਕੀਤਾ. ਹੁਣ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ family gathering 'ਚ ਬੈਠੇ ਹੋ, you are in a family function, and now let's say they reveal that information in front of भुआ, and भुआ thinks कि ये जी है daughter in law या वाइस वर्सा, वाइफ ने कह दिता ते नाउ द रिलेटिव्स दे आर थिंकिंग अमन ते बहुत ही रूड है. दिस अमन कुड बी वाइफ, दिस अमन कुड बी हस्बैंड, वो तो बहुत ही रूड है. भाई आपस च तो तुसी गल करदे हो एज अ कपल, दैट रिमेन्स बिटवीन यू. ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕੀ ਹੋਏਗਾ? ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਆਪਣੀ ਰਿਲੇਸ਼ਨਸ਼ਿਪ ਖਰਾਬ ਹੋਏਗੀ. ਇੱਕ ਦੂਜੇ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਦਿਲ 'ਚ ਬਾਲ ਆ ਜਾਏਗਾ, ਦਰਾੜ ਆ ਜਾਏਗਾ. ਲਾਈਕ ਯੂ ਵਿਲ ਹੈਵ ਦੈਟ ਬੈਡ ਫੀਲਿੰਗ, bad taste in your mouth for your partner. We talked about monitoring phones, messages, or invading privacy. Threats, intimidation, or silent treatment. Silent treatment is very important. Did any of you have experience or practice it? Yes. Right? Stop talking. Don't say anything. That is so painful for the other party. Yes.
No, I'm just saying it's the best.
It's so difficult to handle. If you don't say anything, how the other person will understand what's the problem? And then you are having those internalized stressful thoughts which are multiplying by the time. क्योंकि if you are in the household, छोटे छोटे incidents will all the time take place, and things are getting worse day by day. What's the point of this mutual stress be created in the household? And if you have children, think about them. It's the worst thing that as couple we do. Tell your mom, do this. The mom is sitting there. That small child will never feel comfortable with this. And these days, children, I feel glad about it. They are more empowered. They say, why you are asking me? Go, she's sitting there, talk to her. And same to the wife. Tell your father or call him, tell him, and then father is coming home, is not speaking to wife. Tell your mom this, whatever the message is. They are thinking, why? What it means? You don't value that relationship that you have. Do we do these small acts here in the group? Do we do that when we are not in good mood, or when we have, small fights or small episodes happening at home? Anybody brave enough to say that?
Yeah, I do it short term because sometimes if I react right away, I will look like a dramatic one. sometimes I want to notice just short term that something's wrong and just act so that I can speak. But if something's happening and I'm just like reacting right away in the moment in public, I'll look like, you know, the difficult one. I'm not saying long term, I don't think that's healthy, I can't do that. Like I need to communicate every day, no matter what. But short term, I think sometimes it works.
Short term, sometimes it works. What it means? They have that level of understanding. It's not there to make it, a big deal. It's just there to make the other person realize that something is not right. That's okay. These are small gestures which happen in the relationships. However, when it's going to be prolonged and the whole family atmosphere is compromised, there is an unseen tension among the whole family. Does it work here? You are stressed, your children are stressed, your wife is stressed. If your in-laws, they live with you, they are stressed, then there are talks, conversations. It doesn't make sense. But yes, being human, at times we are under those pressures where we get into such behaviors. However, the success is we identify those behaviors. What identify means? Like we realize this is what I'm doing, it's not going to help. And if on your own you are not able to address it, go seek help. If you trust any your friend, if you have maybe a trustworthy, it's very important, trustworthy family member where you could speak. Fine if you are not comfortable going out of the family. However, it's always good seek professional help. And professional help is available. It's not necessary that you have to pay for it. There is help available where you don't have to pay. However, getting back to your point where you mentioned about stigma, right? Like in our South Asian culture, people, they don't want to share such information because it's get back to the family's, honored family's respect. Like it's happening in their family, they don't have good relationship, etc.
I say you should have talked to family. I say you should talk to professionals.
Okay. Anyways, I want to raise this point. We have this stigma. लोगों को ना पता है, लोग की कह रहे हैं. Actually, I wanted to indicate that. किसी को पता लग गया, उसकी सोचेंगे साथ के बारे में. It's not a healthy approach. If your life is not comfortable, you don't have that mental well-being that you deserve, you must talk about it before it bursts into a bigger problem. And that happens, isn't it? That happened, right? Because small things were never identified or addressed on time, and it bursted out in a big thing. I know you are tired, that's okay. We will be done very soon. Okay. So, what is healthy relationship? These are unhealthy features as we talked about. Respect personal space and comfort levels. Create a safe environment for honest expression. You get what it means? Safe environment. You give that space. You allow your partner to have those conversations. And you bring forward your support for them so they feel comfortable talking to you. Rather, you shut them down and then, another stress takes place. Listen without judgment, blame or pressure. तेरे नाल ते always ऐदा ही होता है. तू है ही इस तरह दा या तू है ही ऐसा. We say that. It makes the other person think like, maybe, I'm not able. कोई मेरा ही fault है. So not to judge your partners. Take them as human beings. Have that compassion and respect as we do for human beings. maintain confidentiality and trust.
Are very powerful, even in parenting also, what I feel, or any relationship.
Absolutely, absolutely. Any comments? No? Okay, so just to summarize, what you can control? Your action, your words. Things happen, you are here to attend this group, right? You are asked to attend this group. So the learning is, if I would have controlled my words, my actions, my reactions, and follow my boundaries, it was not going to be this outcome. You get what I mean? So the outcome is based on what I couldn't control. And I cannot control, the outcome is based on because I tried to control another person rather to control myself. Is it clear? So you can control your actions, words, reactions and boundaries and recognize what you cannot control. Other people's choices, their emotions or behaviors, because that will come out of them. And how you can make it better, not to put them on edge. Not to talk about, the past events. You cannot change the past events. Whatever has happened is gone now. External circumstances. Therefore, what is recommended? Shift your focus to your circle of control that can reduce conflict, anxiety, frustration, blame, and unhealthy power struggles. Healthy relationships grow when we communicate respectfully, manage emotions responsibly, practice self-awareness. What I did, and then there was a reaction. Rather to say that was your reaction, but where from your reaction came? From my action. I did some action and then that was the reaction. Respect others' boundaries and autonomy. They are another human being. They have their choices. They have their personal life. Give them that space. Ask yourself, what is within my control in this situation? When there is an occurrence, there is a tension in the house, in the relationship, ask yourself, this is what the self-awareness is. Do you do that, by the way? We don't. We are so impulsive in our reactions, right? In our behaviors. Things happen and we don't take even a minute to pause and reflect. We right away give our reaction. So the lesson is, rather to be reactive in that moment, think, pause, and then what I can control, what is in my control, not what I can control, what is within my control in this situation. Make sense? Does it make sense?
Yes.
We talked about healthy emotional, physical and psychological limits. Quickly, just to summarize. There are emotional, physical and psychological boundaries to follow. There was a conversation, a discussion regarding boundaries. Can you please just read it for all of them?
Emotional boundaries, respect feelings and emotional needs, avoid insults, blame and humiliation, allow space for emotional processing, communicate with empathy and kindness, listen without judgment or pressure. Physical boundaries, respect personal space and comfort levels, understand that consent matters in all interactions, recognize the need for rest and privacy, avoid unwanted touch or physical pressure, honor emotional and physical readiness. Psychological boundaries, respect privacy and confidentiality, avoid manipulation, threats or controlling behavior, do not monitor phones or messages without permission, never use personal information as a weapon, support emotional safety and mental well-being.
Any question? Thank you. Any question? Isn't it a simple way of living which may help to thrive in our relationships? It sounds simple, but it needs practice. Having that self-awareness that I'm going to practice these bullet points to keep my relationship healthy and have peace in my home. Little bit more conversation about togetherness and individuality. Most of the issues, most of the conflicts, most of the problems occur when we forget that reality, that we are not the same. We are two different people coexisting, right? Out of our own will and choice. And if there is no will or choice, sometimes it happens in South Asian families too. But we are comfortable and we want to make family having this relationship, right? When we are clear about keeping that relationship in place, rather to make it unhealthy, we can work on making it healthy. Have our togetherness as a pleasant experience, rather to make it a trouble for both the partners. So what is individuality and autonomy? We talked about it. Personal space. Every person, they have their private thoughts, their hobbies, way of self-care, their personal growth. And when it comes to connection and mutuality, they have shared goals. You know, that difference we have to see. The personality is like this side of this scale, if you see. That is individuality. And the other side is talking about connection and mutuality. These things could be common, shared goals. असा मिलके कर लेना है, गड्डी लेनी है, बच्चों की well-being, whatever you are planning to. You can have mutual communication, respect for each other, joint decisions, intimacy. You have love for each other and you practice it. You spend time together. That is your connection and mutuality. However, be respectful for individuality and autonomy. That is important to keep our relationship strong, to keep it healthy, and to keep it in the direction where it's not going to be painful for any of the partners. Understanding it? Any question? No? Okay. Another scenario, 2 minutes. After a long and emotionally exhausting day, Aman returned home. Who mentioned about exhausting day? I think one of you. You mentioned about that. Feeling overwhelmed. He had been dealing with stress from work and family responsibilities and was unusually quiet during dinner. His wife Rose noticed that something was wrong and gently asked if he wanted to talk. Aman replied softly, "I just need a little time to clear my mind." Instead of becoming offended or demanding answers, Rose respected his feelings. She reassured him that she was there whenever he felt ready to talk. Later that evening, Aman approached her on his own and shared what had been troubling him. He felt understood, respected, and emotionally safe. Reflection questions. How did Rose show care and emotional maturity? Why is giving someone space sometimes an act of support? How does respectful communication strengthen relationships? It's a positive scenario, right?
God bless Rose.
Rose gave that space to the husband.
Yeah. Can we do that? We can. It's called empathy. To feel for the other person, to be in their shoe, right? After a long day, you get back home. It could be any of the partners. And if you are not ready to talk or share or have conversations, it's okay, give them space. However, if that partner is just saying, oh, okay, leave me alone, that might not be a good gesture. Saying calmly in a respectful way, I need my time, please, we'll talk later, tonight, maybe tomorrow. You know what, I'm so overworked, or something really not good happened at work, or what happened. Say it. Communication is the key. When you talk, it opens up so many doors. It opens up the way to grow in your mutual connection. But when you don't say things, you don't reflect positively, things get worse. Nothing is going to be fixed if you are not sharing or if you are not talking about your feelings in a respectful manner. 7:45, right?
Yes.
Okay, 5 minutes, that's okay. That's okay. We can. Actually, we talked about it here and there, about family dynamics in relationships. How family dynamics play a role. I'll quickly go through it. Gender roles and expectations influence behavior in relationship. Again, patriarchal norms. Being male, I have to have the dominance. If I'm not saying this, my mother is saying. Or somebody else is saying, yes, oh bhai, tu mard hai, tera right hai. Being man, being male, you can do certain things which female partner cannot do. These patterns have to be changed. When it comes to your relationships, no matter it's your intimate relationship, your partners, your sisters or your mother, it's a polite way of keeping your relationships intact. If you get out of that dominance or that concept of male dominance. Son preference and gender bias. That happens in our families as well. Women who have son, like in South Asian context, I would say, preferably, they are like, somehow they get more respect, more care, and if they don't have son or daughters only, or they don't have kids, somehow, the relationship is not getting that mutual care or respect, either from the partner or from the extended family, from the in-laws or from the parents, which is, of course, heartbreaking for women. It might impact for men as well, it depends, like how the family dynamics are. Most of the times it's women who suffer this mental stress because of the gender preference. In what ways do family pressure, in-laws or community expectations play a role? In-laws and extended family dynamics, we talked about it. There is some unnecessary interference from in-laws or from parents or from extended family, which results into impacting or harming your personal relationship. Jealousy and control disguised as well. Talked about control. It's unbelievable for me and might be for you as well. I have seen that. There is a jealousy between two partners considering maybe their better professional career, family background, or just simply relationships. Does it make sense? Two people are sharing a household, they are sharing a family, and now there is a jealousy because maybe wife has a better job, husband they don't, or vice versa, or the family background. ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਜ਼ਮੀਨ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਸੀਗੀ ਪਿੱਛੇ, ਸੋ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਰਦਾਰ ਕਹਿਲਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਕਾਸਟ ਸਿਸਟਮ ਐਂਡ ਆਲ ਦੈਟ ਸਟਫ. Or maybe in your family, people, they are well off, the other partner's family, they are humble, and then there is a jealousy arising out of it. Does it make sense? No. But it happens. And we can, you know why I'm talking about all these phenomena? all these issues. Because if we are mindful, if we identify these are the factors, then we are in a position to address them. Most of the time we don't even realize these are the things happening between us, and that's why our relationship is not working well. What beliefs or norms make it hard for people to speak up or seek help? Migration-related stress and isolation. We talked about isolation. You don't have more family or friends around. Migration-related means, you know, that sponsorship phenomena, or maybe cancellation of PR cards, or some people who are on refugee status, they are worried about their immigration status might be impacted if they talk about their relationship or things go out if they are going to seek help. The information is out, and resultantly it might impact their immigration status. So they don't go out, they don't talk about it. Norms, talked about stigma, cultural stigma in our society around divorce and separation. If relationship is not working and you are just dragging it, then what happens? Abuse takes place all the time. It occurs emotional, psychological, verbal, and a very bad situation happens when it turns into physical. If relationship is not working, it's okay. It was started from, you know, some process, and that process also has that article of getting out of that relationship respectfully. But just because of that community pressure, that stigma in our society, people, they drag in their relationships, and you know, the whole family's peace is compromised. Children, their mental well-being is violated. Husband and wife or partners, their whole life is under struggle. It doesn't make sense. Things are there to support people. Things, processes, methods are in place to have everything in a way where it's pleasant, where it's practical, where it's workable. When it's not, take your decision, rather to drag it and have that constant stress and pressure on yourself and your extended family, including the partner. There are some do's and don'ts. Quickly, can you please read do's?
Do's: communicate openly and respectfully with your spouse. Present a united and supportive approach as a couple. Show kindness and respect to parents and in-laws. Set healthy boundaries calmly and respectfully. Address concerns privately rather than in front of others. Protect your spouse's dignity and emotional well-being. Practice patience, empathy, and active listening. Balance family involvement with couple privacy and independence.
And these are don'ts.
Don'ts: do not insult, blame, or humiliate your spouse in front of family. Do not allow constant interference in private marital matters. Avoid comparing your spouse to family members or others. Do not share private conflicts with the extended family unnecessarily. Avoid taking sides without listening fairly to your partner. Do not use guilt, pressure, or emotional manipulation. Avoid disrespecting parents or in-laws during disagreements. Do not ignore your partner's emotional concerns or boundaries.
Thank you. Any question? Okay, this is an important slide. I'll quickly go through it. Those unpleasant occurrences take place in our families. Effect of alcohol and drug use in relationship. That could be one of the major phenomena where family tensions or fights or stress might be happening because of an outcome of using substance, taking your drug. It can affect your trust.
So our next month's topic will be this one.
Okay.
Thank
We
you.
will
Have
have
a nice
Yes. It's just a preface, summary of what we are going to have next week. Next week?
Next month.
Next
Last Thursday of
month.
the
Next
month.
month. However, for your quick learning, alcohol and drugs may increase conflict, aggression, and poor decision making. Trust, safety, and emotional connection become difficult when substance use affects daily life and responsibilities. Relationships may experience emotional distance, dishonesty, or neglect because of the use of drugs, substance, and alcohol. Overall, the family may face stress, fear, financial strain, and instability. Children and loved ones are often impacted by the behavior and environment that takes place in the families where there is a drug use or substance use or alcohol use. Staying away from alcohol and drugs can help build healthier, more peaceful, and respectful relationships. Healthy choices support stronger communication, emotional well-being, and happier family environments. Seeking support and treatment is a positive step toward healing, stability, and healthy family relationships. Sound okay? There is a help available if someone is in alcohol use, drug or substance use. And we'll have detailed session next month, as Uzma mentioned. I will not talk about these two slides because here and there we discussed and we are out of time. So yeah, that's it. Any questions for today's presentation? Was it helpful or just had to listen because you are sitting here? Okay. All right, thank you.